I'm George Grain, infamously known for LMX Theory, Leader-Member Exchange Theory of onboarding motivation. I'm here today to give you some information that we have recently discovered and put into the theory. So we revise it one more time. The more information we get, the more data we get, the more we know about the process, and we know about the construct of leader-member exchange. What we found is that the third stage is not really mature relationship, it is alliance relationship. An alliance relationship differs from a mature relationship in that it's more than simple friendship, being cordial to other people and that kind of thing. It's actually developing a relationship where people help one another and they're anxious to help, and they find the relationship is helpful on both sides. So as they go through, they work to help each other, and in a team, if they have an alliance, all have alliance with the leader of the team, we find this is the most effective for the team. And if all the teams are this effective, it's most effective for the startup, the organization. So what we're talking about here is something we didn't talk about before, and that is, how do you develop quality leader-member relations at the alliance level? And what we find here is that in order to do this, one of the main conditions is that the organization culture be compatible with leader-member exchange theory. So what it's saying is, you're not going to use the MBA theory of management, which is basically something called principles of management. And principles of management is a theory of organization and management, which is based on René Follet's theory, and it's published in French in 1916 and translated into English about the 1950 and accepted thoroughly by MBA Business Administration program. And the problem with that is that there's no such relationship between leader and member aside from that written relationship in the organization's terms. And so what the organization theory is there's only one decision maker in the organization, and that's the top person, the CEO or the owner. And everyone else, all the way down, as many levels as you have to the bottom, nobody changes the strategic decisions of the decision maker at the top, even though when you get down to the middle or even the lower part, you find that it is not applicable because you have information that is not really available and salient to the leadership group. So what you find is that everyone is, except the top person, is discouraged from doing any thinking, trying to make it match the organization's behavior with the situation in the markets and day-to-day operations. And so what they're looking at is an organization that is designed from the bottom up for robots. And these are robots that are only able to perform their specified jobs, and they can do no other. That's it. It's just restricted. And so, but we don't have robots for everything. And so you have to substitute people, really called knowledge workers, and these are people who are educated and professional, have codes of ethics, and professional organizations. It gives them some independence, so they can do some independent thinking. When they're hired by the MBA organization, what we find is they're completely frustrated because they can't think. If they try to think, they get reprimanded. We don't allow that. We do it this way. This is our way, and don't do it any other way. And so today, you see, what's happened with that organization theory is the great resignation movement and the problem with remote workers not wanting to come back to their old jobs. And they've discovered what we've discovered, and that is a missing link. And part of the missing link is the organization is not designed to be effective when the market has gone from mass production to innovation, new products, fast development with high-tech ideas and products. And so what we need now is to develop an organization for people. One that understands that people want to think, they want to do a lot of things that the organization doesn't want them to do, and robots don't do. There's all kinds of they're social beings, and they want to relate to other people, and they want to form groups. They want to develop alliances, and that's not part of the MBA organization. So what we have is a new theory based on dealing with actual personalities and maximizing the contribution of people and the contribution of technology, computers and such, to be effective between the leader and the member. This is the critical contribution, and between members in the organization and the supervisor. And if this is mainly very positive relationships, high quality, then their participation, their input into the overall company is most positive. And what we're talking about is a procedure where you start out with a blank slate, and entrepreneur has an idea for something that doesn't exist now, and he thinks he knows that, with the proper research he can develop it for the market and please everyone in the market except the competition. And so what you do is design the organization for people and for production. And so the engineers and the behavioral engineers and the production engineers work together to try to understand what happens. And the model that is out there, people don't understand, is the Silicon Valley's fast-moving unicorn organizations. Unicorn organizations are those that rose quickly from an origin to an evaluation of at least $1 billion and rose very quickly. It's all about growth. And what we're trying to do is develop teams that are quite flexible and take maximum advantage of the knowledge workers in them and are as creative as possible. And so you want them to think, you want everyone in the organization to think. They need to respect the procedures, but if the data come in and they see it as very different, we want them to be independent and bring it up formally. And so you don't really go over the head of your leader, but you take the leader and you go to his leader and present the evidence, and this is rewarded. And if you make a mistake, it's not punished. That's expected, and you learn from your mistakes, and that's what the thing is all about. So we have a procedure to train people, team members and team leaders, to develop high quality relationships, and this means moving to alliance networks, both in the organization, they've been the unit, and within the organization, and maybe outside the organization. And the process of doing this is called ASK, and it's an algorithm that leads leaders and members together in pairs to work out alliances that benefit both sides. And when they have quality relationships like that, both the performance of the followers and the performance of the leaders turns out to be very, very effective. And so the new book talks about how do you do that from the organization level, the startup organization, down through the entire organization. It's not run by people, and maximizing human potential and computer potential. And so we recommend this highly, and good luck with what we call the intelligent organization. And we have it on late information on the network. Thank you very much.